Theater in the Valley has not only provided people with entertainment for years, but has also given teenagers a way to express themselves and participate in the arts. Here in the studio today, Doug Clapp, director of Fort Kent Community High School Drama Program, who has provided a space for students to connect with others and to learn the basics of theater. So, how are you today?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm pretty good. So, what made you passionate about theater?
Involvement with the program as it grew. In college, I had only taken theater courses for my English credits and hadn't planned on doing this. I was in the visual arts.
Mm-hmm.
But when I got my first job at a high school, Wisdom High School in St. Agatha, they asked me to work with the theater program as the art teacher on set design and the like. And I did that for a couple of years. And then when the teacher that they had teaching it left, they asked me if I'd take over the program. So I said, sure, I'll give it a try.
Yeah.
And it quickly became clear that this was something I liked. I liked a lot.
So there was a program in Fort Kent before you had joined? Or?
Yes, there was.
Yeah. How could participating in drama improve teenage life?
Oh my goodness. I mean, participation in any arts, any of the arts, I think contributes to a young person's life. Theater has a kind of a multi-dimensional built-in facet to it, that it's visual arts, it's acting, it's putting yourself in, there's a lot of empathy, putting yourself into the position of a character. There's sociology in it, there's psychology in it, there's all of these things, public speaking, that are very applicable to life even if you don't go on with theater. So I think it almost sneaks in a little unexpectedly how much being in a theater program can contribute to your life.
So it would help like other jobs, you'd say, down the line?
Oh, for sure. I mean, if you think of a student going for job interviews and stuff and just being nervous about talking to another person, a stranger, theater, working with the theater program and getting up on the stage can get rid of that and give a student confidence in public speaking. A lot of my actors over the years have been shy. And they've said when they graduated and everything left the program that it helped them so much to conquer that shyness and to break out.
So how do you choose which shows to produce?
Well, that's a combination. Obviously, the students have things that they would like to do, but they also sometimes have little knowledge of the enormous amount of theater repertoire that's out there. You know, there's so many plays and so many great plays, but the average student wouldn't know about them. So sometimes, you know, you want to step in and help them to experience something that they wouldn't otherwise have chosen necessarily. I mean, the popular media, movies and things that students see, oftentimes they get their theater background through the movies. So, you know, there's a way you could do a theater program that you never did anything but Disney and teen movies as your theater plays, but I don't think that would be the best thing in your theater education.
How many shows do you do a year?
3.
3?
Yeah, the 3, because we set that up years ago. I set that up in the first school I worked at. Musical, because some students love to sing and dance, but then there's a bunch of students that don't love to sing and dance, and they want a big play that is not a musical. So we do a full-length non-musical, a full-length musical, and then we enter the Maine Principals Association one-act competition. So those are the 3, and that's the reasoning behind it.
Yeah, and so how much time do you normally get to practice for a show?
I like to see 2 to 3 months to practice for a show, and 3 nights a week, 3 hours a night is pretty usual. You know, you could go 4 or 5 nights a week. A lot of students work. A lot of students in the past have done both sports and theater. So I don't like to tie them up too much all the time. I like to be flexible so that they can, you'll hear coaches say that they have to make decisions in life. They should pick one or the other. And I'm thinking, no, people juggle a lot in life. They're parents, they have a job, they have their hobbies, all kinds of things. So it's good for young people to learn to do multiple things at the same time. But you have to make that possible, so the 3 rehearsals a week seems to work out pretty good. And students don't like to rehearse on weekends.
Yeah.
They like their Fridays and Saturdays,
Yes.
so we stay away from that.
Mm-hmm. So what productions are you planning to do in the future?
Oh, looking down the road in the future, I mean, I don't look that far ahead all the time. I mean, you look at the group that you've got. If you've got an awful lot of singers and an awful lot of dancers, maybe you could do a production like Mamma Mia. If you don't, you only have 1 or 2 or 3 maybe that can handle the load, then you look for productions like Phantom of the Opera that maybe shrinks it down a bit. Um, the capabilities, there are musicals for mid-range capable singers, especially if the school doesn't have a big choral program.
Yeah.
You know, a lot of schools that do big musicals have choral programs, and they just pull from that to get their ensemble and their lead vocals and the like. Neither of the schools I've worked with have had the big chorus programs to do that with, so we've had to be careful with what we choose for that.
So was there a program in Wisdom before in Fort Kent?
I'd have to say yes. I mean, because, like I said, when I got the job there as the art teacher, there was a woman that was teaching theater and working with them, and I was just out there working on sets and the like for her and watching what she was doing. When they asked me to take over the program when she left, I was a bit surprised. I mean, I didn't have the theater creds. I might have had the natural ability, but you know, I fixed that. I went to Bates and Bowdoin and Yale over the next few years, and filled in what I was missing for my theater directing. You know, rather than theater as literature.
Yeah.
And just had the natural love of it. I've been in a band all my life. Music was a part of my life. So music, art were great skills to have alongside of the theater program.
Mm-hmm. And then is there anything else that you'd like to add to this interview?
I mean, I'm always an advocate for theater and the arts for students in school. They're treated as extracurricular, and I don't think they really are. For certain students, it's their choice in life, you know, and many of the students take math courses like trigonometry and algebra and the like. They never use that for the rest of their life. They're just told that that's a core subject and they have to take it. Whereas the theater stuff that they do, or the art stuff that they do, they end up using over and over again in many different ways in their life. So I don't think it should be thought of quite the way it is. Certainly after the freshman year, certain students should be allowed to focus heavily on theater or whatever art that they're interested in being in.
Thank you for coming to the studio today, Mr. Clapp. This has been Sam Chassie from Channel 16.